What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video I'm going to be using what is currently the best mortar deck in the game. So it's been such a long time since I made a video on a mortar deck, and you guys can see this one here has the Royal Hogs in it and the Valkyrie. Valkyrie I feel like is so good in the meta right now. It's very versatile in a lot of decks, including this one. And then you have the Musketeer, which is really good on defense and also good to bait out the fireball, so you can then use the Royal Hogs. And then really interesting, you have the Archers in it. The reason why I feel like the Archers are so good is I feel like they're a really underrated card on defense, and you can split them, and of course you can split the Royal Hogs, and it's always good to have a card you can split with the Royal Hogs whenever you're using a Royal Hog deck. And then you also have Fireball and Snowball in the deck, two cards that push units back, which are just so solid on defense against things like balloons and even against things like hog riders. You know, like you can snowball a hog rider back, buy yourself so much time to take it out. You know, Royal Hogs, anything along those lines, skeletons for cycle, and of course the mortar you can use on defense as well as offense. So it's a very, good card, and I think mortar, people don't think of it as being a good building, but I consider it an average building. It just has a higher skill cap than some of the other ones. So before we head into the first game, if you guys would like to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS in any Supercell game. Really appreciate all the support from you guys. It does mean a lot. So currently at 6670, not, too high up. I was practicing this deck a bit. It's also early season, so no need to stress that much. So yeah, let's just get in the first game. Alright guys, here we go. Found our first match here, and with that being said, even though it is early season, I will definitely be starting to push seriously pretty soon. We do have that global tournament upcoming, so maybe after that, but 2 seasons ago I got 11th, and it was, I feel like, by, being consistently high up throughout the season, and that's what I'm going to try to do again this season, because last season I didn't finish that well, and what I realized is I wasn't staying high up throughout the season. I only seriously started pushing the last few days, and whenever that happens, I tend to not finish as well, so I'm going to change that for this season. Anyway, back to the game. It looks like this guy's using a, lava deck, so this matchup isn't as bad as you'd think, because you actually have, I would say, like 4 really solid counters. You have the Musk, you have the Mortar, you have the Fireball, and the Snowball, which are also good at taking out lavas. Archers are not as good because, of course, they can just be arrowed away, but they're not horrible, I guess you could say. I'm going to Fireball here, and even though we don't hit the Lava Pups, it's fine because we have our Snowball that we can use on top of them to help clean them up. And you can see he's kind of angry here. I think he knows the Snowball and the Fireball are both so good in this matchup, especially against the Balloon. So hopefully he does have the Balloon. He might be using just Miner and no Balloon, but I guess we'll see. I feel like he does have the Balloon, though, if he's using the Skeleton. Yep, that's what I was going to say. So we can go Archers here. If he goes Arrows, I actually think he might Arrow. Okay, he's going to Fireball. Wow, that's an aggressive Fireball. So I'm just going to Mortar to pull that Balloon. And the Mortar, I think, will get just one shot on the tower and at the same time defend that Balloon, so that's really good. He also Fireballed those Archers, which was a negative trade, so he's down on Elixir right now. I think I'm going to go for Royal Hogs, and if he goes for Barbarians, I'm definitely going to Fireball. I might go ahead and predict it. Oh! Did he just drop Skelly Drags into the Fireball? I guess he did. They, like, completely evaporated, so I didn't even noticed that at first, but okay, I'll take it. I was trying to predict Barbs, and we got something else, but it worked. Okay. So I guess we're just gonna go for a Mortar like this here. This way we can kind of like space everything out, so he can't Fireball everything. You see the Archers aren't gonna get hit by it. Musk is gonna be here. We can go ahead and Snowball everything back here. And this guy is so frustrated right now. You guys can see this deck absolutely demolishes lava. I even just missed the tower I'm playing. I'm not even playing that well, but because it's such a good... Well, we did get a really nice prediction earlier, right? But still, overall, definitely not playing this perfectly, but it's alright. It's such a, you could even say free win for us. I mean, there's just not much this guy can do to break through. He's barely dealt any damage to me. I think we can Snowball and Fireball. I'm going to test to make sure that puts us in the Fireball range. It does, and that is going to be GG. Really nice, easy matchup for the first game here. This guy obviously pretty frustrated. There's just so much value that my spells got on offense and also on defense, and we end up getting a plus 33, putting us back to 6,700. Pretty close to our, oh, not too close to our season highs, but at least back to 6,700, and I'll see you guys when I find the second match. Alright guys, we found our next game here against King So I forgot if I said this first game. If I didn't, please subscribe if you guys don't want to miss any of my content. Would really appreciate that. He's going to go ahead and bandit in the back, so I'm just going to cycle my snowball here. Kind of an awkward cycle. Unfortunately, I didn't have my skeletons in rotation. And then we can just go for an early Valk. He's actually going to go Ram Rider. Very, very aggressive. Luckily, Mortar is very, very good against the Ram Rider, if you guys didn't know, because it easily tanks a charge from the Ram Rider, and also you can even play it like in the middle, and then you can get 1 or 2 mortar shots too and take it out pretty easily. He's got a zap, alright, so it's making me think this is probably going to be a Pekka deck, or it could be Mega Knight. But what's interesting is usually in a Ram Rider deck like this, they'd have Bar Barrel or Snowball. They typically would not have a zap, but he has a zap for some reason. Go Valk here. He's going to go for a Pekka, so I was correct about the Pekka. We're going to go for skeletons here. We're going to go for low archers like this. And believe it or not, I think this is going to, like, do a pretty solid job of... There you go. I mean, perfect defense. He got 0 damage. Nada. Nothing. Snowball just insane, slowing down that Dark Prince. We are down on Elixir, but, I mean, overall, that defense was really clean. The reason why I knew I was down in Elixir is because I had to pretty much dump my whole Elixir bar, and I knew that he was just up a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit, and here we just get an even trade, so this is going to help us, you know. And we still have the damage lead, so we're perfectly fine. Even though this deck, you know, you think of, like, Mortar decks as being good in single Elixir, I feel like with this variant of Mortar, because you're using the you know, the Royal Hogs, you have a little bit of a more expensive cycle than Miner, so you often win a lot of matchups in double. And the thing is if he doesn't have Fireball, he doesn't have great answers to my Royal Hogs. So let's send in Hogs here. Hopefully he doesn't have Fireball. If he does, then he will obviously have a much easier time defending, but it looks like he's got a, I want to say a Poison, so that should be, because I feel like he would have used the Fireball if he had it, or he's got a Lightning, which would, oh, he has a Fireball. And you know what I'm realizing? He used the Fireball earlier in the game against the Mortar when he went for his first Ram Rider. I guess I forgot, because for whatever reason, he didn't use it on the Royal Hogs that I played on this tower. But yeah, I'm very surprised I forgot that. Usually, I have a pretty good memory, and I don't forget about the cards that my opponents have already played. But here we're going to go Offensive Mortar. Why? Because we have the Archer supporting, and he just committed a lot of Elixir, so it's going to kind of make him awkwardly have to devote. Look at that, 9 Elixir on defense, and the Mortar still got a shot. That's what I'm talking about. The Mortar, it's a little underrated as a building. I mean, for only 4 Elixir, the fact that you can apply it on, you know, offense and, you know, defense at the same time, getting, you know, value simultaneously is what makes it so good. So here we're going to go in again just because he doesn't have, I mean, a Ram Rider in cycle, so he has to go for a 7 Elixir Pekka just to defend a Mortar. He doesn't have Ewiz, so he can't reset it. He's forced to kind of waste a Bandit just to get another tank down. We're going to go Valk here. He's going to Fireball, probably. I guess he's not going to... Oh, there's the Fireball. A little late. Go Skeletons here. We protect everything. And I think we're just going to go Defensive Mortar. I was going to go Hogs, but we can't play Hogs into a Dark Prince. That would just be obviously not the play that we're looking for. We're just going to go ahead and split Archers here, so this way the Dark Prince can't charge into both of them at the same time. Hogs coming in, he doesn't have his Fireball and Cycle, so it's obviously a great time to play them. Snowball 2 just to make room for the Hogs, allow them to get more damage. I think here we can just go for a Fireball here, cycling it on top of the tower. It's going to chip away at the Pekka and the Ram Rider. And overall, the main reason why I did that is just because I'm, like, overall, I guess you could say pretty confident that I can defend this. We're going to take a little damage from the Bandit in the other lane. That was well played on his part, but overall, pretty good defense considering the situation and that huge onslaught he built. Mortar gets 1 shot on the tower, and that is going to be GG. So, yeah, pretty easy matchup there. I mean, I would say not GG. I was kidding, obviously. I lied. It's building up the suspense for the content, you know, clearly. Alright, there we go. GG, as I already said, all calculated. Let's just head into the next one. You guys didn't hear anything. Alright, here we go. In a game against flex. So what's the starting hand looking like? Kind of an interesting starting hand. I mean, we're going to probably just have to cycle a snowball here. Start the game off, and then we can split archers. I feel like splitting archers are just a really safe, start to pretty much every game. Pretty much any deck that has archers, that's always going to be a good starting play. So that's rather unfortunate because I didn't have a mortar in rotation, but the hog only gets one hit, and we get a decent amount of counter push here. So he's got Ewes in a hog deck. That's a little unusual. Can't say it's my first time seeing that though, but definitely a little unusual. Not something you see every day. Here, what I like doing sometimes is going for a 3-1 split. You can go for one Royal Hog to tank for a unit and then play 3 in the other lane. That's a play I love doing. Some people, I feel like, don't do that a lot. Some people do the 2-2 split, but the 3-1 split is a quite a useful play sometimes. So make sure to do that if it's like a good situation to do so. So you can see that Snowball just, it's insane the amount of slowdown it has sometimes. I mean, just slowing down everything in that radius, just it gets a lot of value for 2 elixir. Even if it's not actually pushing the card back, just the amount it slows it down is nuts. So I'm gonna go Valk. I mean, I was almost full in elixir. I mean, it's like a little bit of an overcommitment, but I think it overall is fine because it forced a Prince out of him. I'm gonna go Musk here. We gotta watch out for like a prediction zap or something, so we could actually go for skeletons somewhere else. We're gonna go for a snowball here on top of the hog. It's gonna get 1 hit, unfortunately, but overall that's not that bad. I'm gonna do the split again. 1 tanking for the Musk, 3 in the other lane. And we should be able to get, yeah, we get a lot of damage. Force a good amount of elixir out of him, too. Kind of an awkward mortar placement. It's not gonna... Does that fully stop the hog? Oh, the Valk missed. But he doesn't have his fireball in rotation, so we definitely are gonna go in here. He almost got the prediction zap. It was quite close. This Valkyrie is going to be able to take out the Prince and the Barbarians. It's going to get a lot of value. We're going to go for a Musk here. I highly doubt he's going to fireball it since he knows I have Royal Hogs. I'm going to go Hogs now. We can snowball to kill the Spear Goblins and slow down the tower, so even if he fireballs, it's still going to get a good amount of damage. Ooh, I could have fireballed and snowballed the tower, but sometimes it's good to be, safe rather than sorry. So I just went all out on defense. I think we should be fine here, though. Oh, yeah, they just got damaged, so we just have to go for a fireball, win the game there, and that's going to be GG. Very, very interesting and unique deck on his end. I have to say, I've never seen that before. So definitely, I guess, props to him for being pretty creative. I mean, Hog with Ewes, Prince, Barbarians, Goblins, and Spear Goblins. I mean, that really is something else there. But yeah, those are the type of decks you see early season, and especially when you're not, high up, like in the top 100 or 200, like I sometimes am. So I'm not used to stuff like that on a daily basis, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and claim our reward real quick, and we'll go in the next one. Probably play a couple more games, and yeah, let's keep going. All right, so in a game here against. Interesting font in this guy's name. So just like cycle skeletons here. He's gonna go Dark Prince. Okay, Dark Prince is pretty good overall, I would say, against this deck because it's really. Oh, what? I don't know about that. So he just went Dark Prince in the back, Sparky at the bridge, and Rage, like first play of the game. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. That is really interesting, to say the least. We're gonna hog because he doesn't have Sparking Cycle. This guy is pretty aggressive. I see what I did there. I kind of had to do that because Mortar is not that great against the mini Pekka. I feel like in this matchup, I just need to get into double elixir. But yeah, I couldn't go Mortar there because if I did that, the mini Pekka would have just shredded everything. Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't have been easy defense, but maybe I could have. I don't know. Anyway, Sparky is really annoying in single elixir, and we don't have her set to it. Alright, he just lost his tower, I'm pretty sure. He may just try to defend it, but pretty much guaranteed to take a tower. Hogs just do so much damage now, and he's not going to get anything down, so we're just going to lock on that. Okay. We actually defended. I'm starting to think I could have defended that first Sparky push with the mortar. I'm wondering now why didn't I use the mortar on defense. That probably was a mistake on my end because I just realized how easy that was to defend. Or maybe it was easier because I was in double elixir and I could afford everything, but I don't know. I'm starting to think I probably could have. Anyway, let's see if he decides to go all in the same lane this time or if he's actually going to switch lanes. So we can fireball here. He's definitely, I think, gonna take the tower. Yeah, that's kind of hard to defend. I'm not gonna lie. Oof. I guess we'll go in here. Is he gonna Sparky? No, I guess not. He's gonna go Dark Prince and okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose this. This is looking like a pretty tough matchup here. The problem is we don't have a reset to the Sparky, and it's quite challenging to defend. So Sparky isn't even that good in the meta. It just happens to be lucky for him, pretty good in this matchup. Because I don't think Sparky's that good in this meta. Recruits Hogs do really good against Sparky because the Electro Spirit. The only reason why this matchup is like so challenging is because we just don't. We got nothing. We got nothing for the Sparky. Dark Prince gets a lot of value, so you know I mean, it's inevitable. You guys know already. Like when you're in this situation, it's like impossible, right? Like they just keep Sparkying in the back. You know, you have to overcommit on defense every time, and it's pretty much over no matter what, unless they have a. They completely somehow throw, but it's, you know, pretty much when you're in the situation, there's no way you can get out of it because you keep overcommitting on, you know, like, look at this. Like, every time he plays a Sparky in the back, I'm down, like, 10 elixir. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. And the BM2 on top of it all. Alright. So, I mean, it's quite challenging because I just, like, I can't defend a Sparky push. It's as simple as that. I mean, we almost did. I mean, we defended it once, but then when he just piled everything up in double elixir, it was just practically impossible to stop. But Sparky's hardly used in this meta, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Alright, in our next game here, so I guess we could just go ahead and split archers. So we go Baby Dragon. So probably like Lava Graveyard or Electro Giant Golem maybe. Golem. Or it could be Lumberloon. Oh, that Musk is gonna... not bad. Oh, that's kind of unlucky. We both had the same idea there, I guess. The only problem is mine is a win condition, his is a I mean, could have been worse, right? Mortar here. I don't think he's got a lightning. If he has E-barbs, that would make his deck really expensive, but just in case he does, I'm spacing everything out. Go for a Musk here. Go Valkyrie. That's going to just distract everything. Probably get a nice fireball off here, hopefully. And even though he went in for that heal spirit, you can see pretty clean defense overall. We're only going to take damage from a Golemite, which is not that bad. The Mortar is honestly quite solid against Golem and a bunch of other ground win conditions. Like, even against RG2, it's really, really good against, especially after the RG nerf. So I think here we're going to go in Royal Hogs. He's probably going to go E-barbs. I'm going to snowball them back to get us more damage. The reason why I can be this aggressive is because there's no way he's going to go for, like, a Golem in front of the, you know, the E-barbs. At least I highly doubt that. So it's quite easy for us to defend. Just going to go Skeletons here. And then we can go Valk. And then I guess we can just play our Mortar early on. It has a pretty decent life time, so it's fine to place it early. I'm going to go for a Fireball here, just because the E-Drag's annoying, and it'll also help kill the Lumberjack. Go for a Musk. And we got to watch out here. This is a little annoying. We're going to snowball this. Oh, nice. We took out the E-Drag. That was the most annoying part of that push, I would say. And now we can go in for Royal Hogs because he doesn't have his E-barbs in cycle, which I feel like is his best way of taking them out. We can snowball back everything, and that might even put us in the fireball range right there because of how good the Hogs are. And that is insane. We get into fireball range, and we pick up the win here against Golem. So that's exactly how you want to defend Golem. You know, you don't want to go for any offensive mortars because it is critical that you save it for defense, of course. So I think with that win there, maybe we'll go for one more game here. Maybe this will be the last one, win or loss. We'll see. Yeah, I think this will be the last one here. So against Zen. Alright. Let's just go archers here. And he's going to go cage. So maybe E-Giant, Graveyard, RG. Or it could be Recruits Hogs. It really could be anything. I mean, cage is a pretty versatile card. Just going to go Valk here. It's going to have Skeleton Dragons, so it could actually be Lava. Just maybe Lava instead of it with Balloon. It could be Minor, but we'll have to see. I mean, it really could be a lot of different things still. Alright, Inferno Drag, so it's probably Lava. Different Lava variant, though, than what we played the first game. There's a good amount of Lava right now. Yep, there it is. So I think we're going to do something kind of interesting here. We're going to go Hogs to protect the Musketeer so that Inferno Drag doesn't take it out. I'm going to play my Archers as low as I can to try to prevent him from being able to arrow both the Musketeer and the Archers, but I think, yeah, he can still do it, unfortunately. I try to prevent that from happening, but arrows, you know, as you guys know, have a pretty large radius. We're going to have to Valkyrie here to just tank for that Inferno Drag. I didn't want to have to do that, but I kind of had no choice. It will force a response out of him, because if he ignores that, it will probably get like 4 hits on top of his tower. I think here I'm going to go Musk, and then afterwards I'm actually going to go Mortar, because the Musk is supporting, and he's going to probably have to play something for it. His Cage, which is his best answer to the Royal Hogs, which means we could probably go in for Royal Hogs after. We could play them in the opposite lane here, and then try to defend this now, because he's going to have to devote Elixir on the Hogs, which means he might not be able to arrow the Archers. So now the Inferno Drag can be easily picked up off of the board. So not bad. I think we could just ignore the... let's actually Valk, because he doesn't have his Inferno Dragon cycle, so... I might even go for Hogs in the right lane here, just because it'll prevent him from spending all of his Elixir on the Lava push. We're going to go for a Mortar here. And hopefully this defense is pretty easy. Nope. I had to devote all of my elixir in that lane and the other. Oh well. That one was, I guess, a little harder because, one, he didn't have balloon. Different than the other lava deck, I mean, he didn't have balloon, and also he had arrows too for the archers, which made that, I guess, a lot more difficult. But overall, still a good game. I guess we'll end with that one. We lost a couple games, and we ended up picking up what? 3. We got 3 wins here, 2 losses. This that'll do it for the video. Sometimes I play 6 games in a video, sometimes 5, but what I could actually do... Oh, no longer available. Oh, because there was a maintenance break. I started recording this video right after a maintenance break. I could have showed this replay against RG to show you what you want to do, but pretty much when you're against RG, you can actually go for some offensive mortars and single elixir, but then when you get into double and triple elixir, you want to only play defensive mortars and just force fireballs on defense out of them on the Royal Hogs, and then you can use those like musketeers and archers. It's actually a good matchup for mortar, so that's another reason why this mortar deck's pretty good in the meta. I mean, it counters decks with balloon, because you have these, counters RG, counters Electro Giant, and does decent against Graveyard because you get the archers. So overall, good deck. Haven't done a mortar video in a while, so I decided to make one, and that is going to be it for the video. Make sure to like it if you guys did end up enjoying it, subscribe if you aren't subscribed already, and thanks again until next time, guys.